Hello and welcome everybody, it's Karen. I'm so glad you stopped by because I've got a really fun pop-up card to share today. So here's the front of the card that I have already made. It's a 5.5 inch square card, and look at that. When you pop it open, that 4-panel pop-up piece just pops out at you. It's really quite fun, and it's not a hard card to make, I promise. So you can see the mechanism there. It's tucked in behind, and it just pops those 4 panels open, so all that fun birthday stuff comes out at you. Now you can do it, I did that one horizontally, but it can be done vertically, and I'm going to make a card with you today where I do make it vertically. So you just need 2 pieces of cardstock. This first piece is 9 inches by 3.5 tall. It is the piece that's going to have these images on it, the picture piece, I guess I'll call it. It doesn't have to be super strong cardstock. I'd say 80 to 100 pound weight would be good, but I'm scoring it here along the 9-inch edge at 2.25, 4.5, and 6 3/4 inches. So basically we're going to fold it in half with that middle one and burnish it. So that's a mountain fold, and then these 2 will be valley folds, so they're going to fold back towards that middle section, and we'll burnish all of that. I don't think I would go heavier weight because you're going to add your mats and layers to this. So you should get that M shape. Now this is the mechanism, and I would go with 110-pound cardstock at least for this. And so as you can see, it's 7 inches long by 2.5 inches. I'm scoring it right down the middle on that 2.5-inch edge at 1.25 inches. And I'll score it in half on the 7-inch side as well at 3.5 inches. Now we're going to make diagonal lines, so you just need to mark with your scoring tool, whatever that is called. I'm marking it up there at 2.25 inches and 4 3/4 inches, and then I just flip that over horizontally and I mark again at 2.25 inches and 4 3/4 inches. So once you've got that marked, you should be able to see that on the front. We have the cross going up and down, and then those 4 little marks. Now we're going to do diagonal lines, so we're going to go from the top left mark down to the bottom right mark. And I just use the last track of my scoreboard, it just is easier, and we're just going to score that once those marks are lined up in the track. And then we'll rotate that and score from the top right down to the bottom left. So you're going to get this big giant X in the middle of it, and it should look like that. So you have a cross going vertically and horizontally and the 2 X lines. Now you want to fold this, and this long middle one I actually fold off camera, but I fold it the other way, which is the way it's going to end up going. But I do like to fold the horizontal and the vertical one in both directions anyway. These diagonal lines, I just fold down in the one direction and give them a good burnish. And then again the other way for this one. And now to turn this into the way you want the mechanism, you can see those 2 triangles there. You're going to hold the bottom or outside points and basically push those down together and the wings inward. So pushing down on those 4 outside points and bringing the wings downward into that arrow shape. And so once you've got this, that's the mechanism. So you really want to burnish that, make sure it sort of remembers where it has to go. So that's what I'm doing there, just being careful to make sure it's all nice and tightly burnished. And so this point here where it comes out on the picture part, that's the front. So I'm keeping that at the front, and I'm going to mark the back of this. I'm marking the center point, just using the grid lines on my mat. And so now is when you want to add your mats and layers to this picture piece. And if you know where you want your die cut images to go, or your letters, whatever you're going to add on to this, your balloons, whatever, put them on now, so long as they're not extending past. If they do extend past, I would wait, because this boat I wanted to put at the top, but I knew I had to wait till it was inside, so I just left everything. So I'm folding that up. I've got the point, the mountain center at the bottom there, and I'm just going to attach these wings. So one straddles the back and one straddles the front. And I just wanted to show you here, this one is down about, I don't know, maybe 3/4 of an inch. And so when I open it up, it opens up quite widely. From left to right, it's fairly expanded. But if I was to move this down, you'll see it can't open up as much. So when I pop this open, you can see how it's more an accordion shape there, just because those wings are more firmly attached onto this picture piece. So keep that in mind. I only go about 1/2 inch. So I'm just putting glue on the bottom 1/2 inch there of that left hand piece, and then I'll flip it over and do the bottom left 1/2 inch on the right hand section. So the glue's on opposite sides. And now we know where the center is, so I'm just attaching that to the back and the other one to the right of that center line. And you can see there, it's only about 1/2 inch that's extending over, but it opens up really nicely. So I have a 5.5 inch card base there. I've matted it. I used, again, another one of the quick card, Seaside Memories quick card pieces. And on the inside, I'm just marking the halfway point. So I am going to be centering my mechanism with that pencil mark. And my pop-up will go open on the middle, but you may want to have it open more to the left or the right, and you can do that. You just for sure cannot have things extending out then. So once I've got it there, I'm keeping it folded down, and I've got glue on the back of that triangle. And I'm just going to line it up with that point there. Now, you don't want to cross that fold line, and just make sure at the bottom that it's nice and even with that so that your arrow is straight. And I'm just checking here that I can fold that card over. And so once that's all good, then you can add glue to the other little triangle at the front. So the glue is only on those 2 triangle pieces. And then once it's set up, and I usually do put it under acrylic blocks, you can pop it open. So here is that ship that I wanted to have up at the top, but I needed to see how high up I could put that. So I'm just putting low-tack tape on it, and you can see it's sticking out, so I had to move it down a little bit lower. So if you have things that are going to extend past the edges of those picture sections, I would wait till you've got it in place, and then you can check as you open and close your card if it's extending past or not. So there I've added all my little images in, and my ship goes past, and then this flipper for the whale also extends past, but it's pretty protected in there in that card, so I wasn't too worried. I didn't stamp my sentiment, which I should have, so I stamped it and cut it out, but you'll see my card can actually catch on that. It often is totally fine, but then it just depending on the way you hold it, you can catch on that. So if you're going to put something on the inside, be careful about where you put it, because you don't want that one corner there. If I moved it down an inch, it would have been all fine, but just the way it catches there, it does sometimes catch. So there they are. There's the horizontal orientation and a vertical orientation, but loads and loads of fun. All the things you could put in there just to make a fun card. There is some bulk to these though. There's, I don't know how much that is, but you can clearly see there, well, there's the 4 layers of that picture piece. So there's definitely bulk, but lots of fun to give and lots of fun to receive. I hope you'll give them a try, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and I will talk to you next time. Bye.